When we talk about a narcissist collapsing, losing control, most people imagine screaming matches, dramatic scenes, or loud, chaotic breakdowns. But I have found that their collapse doesn't always look like that. It's not always loud or violent. Sometimes it's just subtle, hidden. It shows up in strange ways. I'm talking about awkward silences, exaggerated gestures, things that do not quite add up. That's because the narcissist is not just losing control over others, they are losing power over their own performance. The false self they built gets disintegrated and they do not know how to hold it together in front of people anymore. So what do? They default to weird coping behaviors in public, things that look small but scream shame and insecurity once you know what to look for. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic for today is 6 public behaviors of a defeated narcissist. These are the behaviors they do not even realize they're doing. But if you have ever seen a narcissist quietly spiral in a public space, this will make so much sense to you. Number 1, they name drop irrelevant people in casual settings. A defeated narcissist does not know how to sit in silence with their lowered status. So they start dropping names, and names they mention are not even connected to the moment. You will hear them talk about a friend who works in film, or someone they almost went into business with, or a person they once dated who is now successful, a big shot. It feels random, and that's exactly what it is. This kind of name dropping is their way of grasping for borrowed relevance. They feel small, so they reach for names that may inflate their image, even if no one in the room knows who they're talking about. It's like they're trying to put a famous sticker on a broken identity. You will see them do this in very specific ways. For example, they may walk in a restaurant and casually mention to the waiter that they know the owner, the manager. Or they will ask, "Is so-and-so working today?" Just loud enough for others to hear, hoping someone will be impressed. It is not about who is there actually, it's about who they can pretend to be. And when it does not land, they look even more desperate. Number 2, they repeat the same story more than once, but slightly altered. When their image starts slipping, narcissists go back to their greatest hits, stories they think worked before. The story never stays the same. The details shift, the outcome changes, and the role they play becomes more heroic, tragic, or more admirable. They are editing themselves in real time. You may even catch them starting the same story twice in one conversation. They may stop halfway through because they forget who they already told. Or they'll tell you the same story you have heard 1,000 times, and yet they will tell it with the exact same exaggerated tone, the same dramatic pauses, the same intense expressions, as if it is brand new. Every time they tell it, they act like it is news. And every time they need you to respond like you have never heard it before. This is called self-consumption. They feed off their own narrative. They do not just repeat the story to control others. They repeat it to revive themselves. The attention, the pity, the admiration, it basically recharges their false self, at least temporarily. And when they cannot get the same reaction, they tweak the performance just enough to keep chasing that feeling. It is more than a memory, it is fuel for them. Number 3, they flash smiles that do not fit the moment. Their timing is strange, their expressions do not match the room. You will see them smiling when no one else is, or laughing just a second too late. These are signs of someone struggling to stay composed. The smile becomes a placeholder for real emotion. A defeated narcissist uses it like a shield. It is their way of saying, "I'm still charming, right?" But when you really look, it's all in their eyes. The smile may be wide, but the eyes are dull or frantic or blank. Sometimes they even start smiling at strangers in passing just to appear friendly and composed. They act cordial, polite, maybe even charismatic for a second. But if you pay close attention, the face says something different. The energy does not match the expression. It's like their body is playing a role their soul cannot keep up with. The more uncomfortable they feel, the more they force that smile, hoping nobody notices how far off they are from genuine connection. Number 4, they obsess over small mistakes other people make. When the narcissist is collapsing on the inside, they get petty on the outside. You will notice it. A slip of the tongue, a small error, a harmless joke suddenly becomes their opportunity to pounce. They make a sarcastic comment. They repeat your mistake in a mocking tone. They turn a tiny flaw into a character judgment. It is about leverage. That's what it is. They are losing their own footing. So what do? They try to shake everyone else's. This is also why a lot of narcissists become crankier with age as they get old. As the mask weakens, their tolerance for not being the center of attention, of course, shrinks. Their energy no longer supports the performance. So what do? They rely more heavily on whatever small tactics still work. Hyperfixation on mistakes becomes a quick way to feel bigger. And interestingly, this behavior shows up when they're around someone they normally cannot bring down easily, someone confident, calm, or emotionally grounded. They wait for that one small stumble. That moment becomes their chance to feel superior again. If they cannot feel good, they need someone else to feel bad. You will feel it in their tone. It's sharp, unnecessary, and it's never really about what was said. It is the power they feel slipping away. Number 5, they make jokes about their partner in front of others. This one is often passed off as teasing, but there's nothing playful about it. You will hear them say things like, "Oh, that's just my wife being so dramatic again," or "You know how useless he is with directions." It sounds casual, but it cuts deep, especially when it is done in front of others. What they are doing is restoring hierarchy. They are trying to put their partner in a box, one that makes them look stronger by comparison. It is a subtle humiliation, and it often leaves the partner smiling awkwardly, unsure how to respond. You may have been there. These jokes are not about humor. They're about dominance, let me tell you. And more than that, they are about consumption. Your pain becomes their currency. The discomfort you feel in those moments becomes the energy that props them back up. They need to see you flinch. They need to see others laugh at your expense. That reaction gives them temporary high and relief from their internal collapse. It makes them feel like they still have control over someone. So they keep doing it again and again and again, using your dignity to hold on to their own false sense of power. When the narcissist feels small in a group, what do? They throw their partner under the bus to reclaim a sense of control. But the truth is, it only proves how lost they really are. They keep scanning the room to see who is watching them. Their body may be in the conversation, but their eyes are doing something different entirely. They look over the shoulders. They check the door. They glance at reflections in windows or phone screens. They track who's laughing, who is ignoring them. It is constant, yet it is subtle, but it speaks volumes. This is a person who isn't grounded. They are not present. They're performing for an imaginary audience that they hope is still watching. When their sense of self is falling apart, they become obsessed with proof that they still matter, that someone still sees them. And in public spaces, this behavior stands out. It's like watching someone chase their own shadow. It's so weird, yet it remains dominant. Which one of these behaviors have you personally witnessed in a defeated narcissist? Let me know in the comments. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.